Hello. There's a puppy. Oh, I have two puppies joining me today. We are continuing our practice of play and going to do a nice restorative practice today. And what I want you to think about with play in this sense is giving yourself permission to let go. Give yourself permission to try. And more importantly, give yourself permission to adjust. So it's really, really common and normal that things come up as we move and as we become still. So giving yourself permission if something's uncomfortable to change, so that you're not stuck in something that is painful or harmful. I'm going to use a bolster. You could grab a big pillow. I have a hand towel. We'll use that too. And then I have a comfortable pillow for my head. I have two puppies that I may use as props. You can make do with anything you have. Blankets, pillows, blocks, big books, whatever. So I'm going to turn this music down a little bit because I feel like I'm yelling. And we're going to start out having a seat at the base of the bolster or pillow. Soles of feet come together, knees fall apart. And then Copper's giving me a really nice assist for my shoulder. So my arms are just stretched out. You could support your shoulders with pillows or rolled up towels if having your arms stretched out is painful, because it's a big opener for the front of the chest. Noticing the noise in your room, the noises from my room. The noises in your head, those thoughts. And see if you can let each thought appear like a cloud. And as you notice the thought, you breathe into it. And as you exhale, you allow the cloud to dissipate. And maybe that looks like letting the words scatter and float and break apart. From here, we're going to gently bring the knees together. You can roll to one side to press yourself up. Whichever direction you turn, we're going to take that hip against the bolster or pillow. Let your legs rest comfortably. And we're going to turn the upper body, bringing the chest towards the bolster and lowering down. So this is a place where it might be nice to have your handy dandy pillow to rest your head on. And if you can hear the waves in the soundtrack that I've selected, picture your stress as waves. With every inhale, you're going to notice where you're holding tension or stress in your body. And with every exhale, you're going to let the body release some of that. Just like the waves as they come up to the shore and ebb away. As you let go more and more, you may notice that you feel like you have more space in your body. to move. If you need a deeper stretch, you can turn your head and look at your foot behind you. Our goal, our hope is to let this be easy, to let it feel peaceful. It may not. Your body may be screaming at you, get me out of this position. So being able to differentiate is that the mind not wanting stillness, or is that the body telling you that it's in pain? If you're in pain physically, then gently come out, find a different variation. All right, we're gonna come up, so we've left legs the way that they were, and we're just gonna place hands on the knees, breathe in and bring the chest forward and the heart up, and then exhale and come back to neutral. So we're gonna inhale, perhaps let your hip come forward a bit, exhale, let it drop back down. So this is what my body is telling me it needs right now. Your body may want you to do something else. We're gonna play and explore. So you could have hands down, here's just some ideas, hands down, send the hip forward for a little more stability in that hip stretch. Or you might just want stillness. Focusing on lengthening the spine, letting the hip drop, lifting through the crown of your head. You may want a little more, maybe moving one hand to the right and sweeping the other hand around. You can do anything here, anything that feels good. You may want to really focus on the hip stretch. If you want to do that with me, take one hand to the bolster or to the floor, press down and lift the hips up, and come into an arc, and then lower back down nice and gently. If that's too much, you can come down to your forearm. You can play, you can swoop the arm. And reach all the way back. So I'm going to give you a minute or two to just move how your body needs to move. Breathe. And be. No judgment. No right or wrong way to go. Just letting your body tell you where to go. You might encounter some things that feel painful. If it's sharp pain, back out and try something different. You might just feel a lot of sensation, maybe things you haven't felt in a long time, or even ever. When When you're ready to move on, bring your hips to the back of the bolster so that they're supported. Bring your knees in, or your feet in. Feet are together. Knees out. And sit up as tall as you can. The closer your feet are to your groin, the deeper the stretch. To ease off, bring your heels away from the groin. Breathe in, lift up. You can stay here, or you can start to melt forward. You could find movement. You're probably getting a theme here that I'm going to give you ideas, but I want you to choose what your body needs right now. Know that it's okay to try some different things. To try something and decide to move out of it. I'm trying some movements here that I've never done. I'm giving myself a foot massage. I'm checking in with my lower legs. These areas of the body hold a lot of tension and stress. Coming back to sit up tall. We're going to go to the other side. So we're going to turn and take the other hip to the bolster, and then let your legs drop however it's comfortable for them to drop. We're going to place both hands on the bolster or on the outside of the bolster, and breathe in and lengthen the spine, and exhale and let the chest come down. You can let your forehead rest on the bolster. You can lie either cheek down. See if you can let your body release a little more tension with every breath in, every breath out. Deep breath in. Big exhale out. Gently coming out of your twist. And again, just without judgment, noticing what your body is telling you. You might move the hip gently forward and back. You might do a head roll. You might do a shoulder roll. You might do cat and cow with your spine. You might do hips up and arching in the back. You might just take your arm and pretend like you're swimming. See if you can allow your body to just give you that essential feedback that you need. When you're ready, bring your back to the bolster. Bring your feet wider than your mat and let your knees drop side to side. Tuning into what's happening in your hip joint. What sensations do you feel there? I like to think of curiosity because that helps me to not label it as good or bad. When you're ready, bring the soles of your feet to touch and gently lower yourself onto the bolster. Deep breath in, big exhale out. What techniques have we used today that you might try again? Or what techniques over the last 3 weeks have you used today that you might bring in again? Would a body scan benefit you right now? Would the heart breath benefit you? Perhaps some visualization, perhaps some simple breath work. If you want to stay here, please do. If you want to take a moment and write, maybe you have some thoughts coming up, you could journal. And if you just want to move on with your day, do it. This practice of mindfulness helps us to bring our body, mind, and soul back together. We live in a world where it's really easy to get disconnected and try to compartmentalize those things, especially in times of stress. That's how our brains are wired. So this bringing a playful curiosity into your day-to-day life, into your movement, can be life-changing. I hope that you're doing well. I'm really proud of you for taking this time, and thank you so much for investing in yourself. I'll see you tomorrow.